Um, we're going to talk about metric system today. Now, I know that you guys aren't used to the metric system. I need you guys to understand a few things about the metric system. Metric system is based off of tens. And when we measure things, there's basically three things that we measure. We measure weight, or mass, we'll call it mass. We also measure length. And we measure volume. Volume is basically how much can something hold. So, mass. What you guys are used to when we talk about mass or how much something weighs, you think of pounds. Okay? Well, the basic unit in the metric system for mass is not pounds, it's grams. Length. Oftentimes you guys think of inches or feet or yards. The basic unit for metric system, the base unit is the meter. And for volume, it's, you guys think of gallons, it's a liter. With the metric system, if you are ever talking about weight, the end of what you're going to say is always going to be gram. It might be kilogram. It might be milligram. It might be decigram. It could be, all those prefixes tell you what unit of 10 you use, okay? Just like meter, centimeter, millimeter, regular meter, kilometer. Those are all based on 10. Liter, same thing. Milliliter, deciliter, just a liter, kiloliter. Those are all, that all basically. Now, a kilogram is 1,000 grams. A kilometer is 1,000 meters. A kiloliter is 1,000 liters. You understand that? Just like a milligram, there's 1,000 milligrams in 1 gram. There's 1,000 millimeters in a meter, and there's 1,000 milliliters in 1 liter. It's the same throughout. That's what's the beauty of the metric system. And when it comes to converting later on, you guys, you're going to find this so much easier. Right now, you guys are kind of confused, I'm sure, by the metric system. Once I show you how to convert stuff, you're going to go, wow, why aren't we doing this? Why are we using proportions in the regular system that we use? Why aren't we using metric? You'll find out. All right. Today is all about giving you a base, giving you an idea of what all of these things are. Okay? So what we have here is talking about length. The basic units. These aren't all the metric units of length. There are a lot more of them, okay? But these are the basic ones. These are the ones that people use the most often, okay? The millimeter, the centimeter, the decimeter, the meter, and the kilometer. The only one that you may not have heard of is the decimeter, okay? All the other ones I know I'm sure you've heard of. This is a meter stick. It looks to be almost a yard, okay? Each one of these teeny tiny little lines here is a millimeter. How many of these teeny tiny little lines are there all the way across this thing? Yeah. There's 1,000 of them, because there's 1,000, or 1 1,000th, okay, of a meter. What?
It'd be like 2,000 because it goes on.
Well, if you, yeah, because it goes on both sides. True. But I should have asked, how many millimeters are there on this thing?
Oh,
Okay.
do you see another side?
Yeah, but that's yards, or that's standard. Now, basically a millimeter, if you think of a millimeter, it's the thickness of a dime. How thick is a dime? Well, it's pretty thin. Okay. A centimeter is about the width of a fingernail. So if you looked at your fingernail, it's about that length. Okay. So let me ask you this. How many centimeters are on this thing?
One 100.
There's 100 centimeters on this thing.
Oh,
Okay. A decimeter is basically from here to here. How many decimeters do you think are on this thing? It's 10. And this is obviously 1 meter. A decimeter is about the width of a CD case. It's close. And a kilometer is getting close to a mile, not quite a mile. But how many of these would I have to put end to end to make a kilometer? I have to put 1,000 of them. This is 1/1,000th of a kilometer. And when we get there, notice how the decimals are just bouncing one spot. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1. Okay? You'll see. It'll be cool. Now, we're going to talk about units of measure. The hardest part for 6th graders, this is the hardest part. You guys are so used to using the customary units of measure, whether it be because we're talking about measurement or length. You guys are going to want to say inches or feet or miles. We are talking metric, so your answer has to be metric. A ballpoint pen is about 14 millimeters, centimeters, decimeters, meters, or kilometers. I hope you don't say kilometers. That's a huge pen. What do you think? Millimeters. 14 dimes stacked on end like that. That's a short pen there, buddy. Centimeters. Remember, it's about a centimeter is about the width of a fingernail. So it would be about 14. So it would be about from my thumb to my thumb. That's about a pen. Football field. 100 millimeters, centimeters, decimeters, meters, kilometers. Meters. About 100 of these. 100 kilometers. Remember, a kilometer is like the distance around a city block, okay? Yeah, that would be 1,000 of these. So what if you would think that it would be yeah, that would be a lot. That'd be like, it would be about 600 miles. That's a big football field. Okay. A loaf of bread. 3 what?
Decimeters?
3 decimeters would be correct. 3 decimeters. 3 centimeters would only be like this. That's a teeny little loaf of bread. 3 millimeters would be like, I don't know. Okay. 3 decimeters would be like that, and that's about a loaf of bread. An earthworm is about 5. I know how many of you in your head are just going right now inches. And you want to say inches, and you want to say it really bad. But we're talking metric system. So you cannot give your answer in the customary unit. You have to, if we're talking length, your thing has to end in meter. So it has to be centimeter, millimeter, decimeter, meter, kilometer. That's a big earthworm, man. What is it? About 5 centimeters. About 5 centimeters. So about from there to there. We're talking an earthworm, not a nightcrawler.
Oh, I always catch nightcrawlers.
You always catch nightcrawlers. Those would be maybe a little bit longer, like from here to there. Now, remember that these slides are made for, they're not made for people like you that are you guys that are very used to being out in the country and catching earthworms and going fishing with them. Okay? All right? So, next, we're talking about weight. Again, this is not all of the units of weight that metric system has. They have a lot more. They actually have a centigram and a decigram. They have all those things, but these are the most commonly used ones. Milligram, gram, and kilogram. Now, a milligram is about the weight of, say, a mosquito. Okay? It's about the weight of a mosquito. A gram is about the weight of a paperclip. And a kilogram is about the weight of your textbook. Now, an orange has the weight of about 600 what? Milligrams, grams, or kilograms?
Graham.
Grams. 600 mosquitoes isn't quite enough for an orange. It would be about 600 paper clips, okay? So you have to say grams. Next one. Liberty Bell has a weight of about 943 what? We have milligrams, we have grams, we have kilograms. Kilograms, about 943 textbooks. All right? And lastly, we are going to talk about weight, volume, how much something holds. Again, there is such a thing as a deciliter. There is a centiliter. There is a kiloliter. There is all those things. These are just the most commonly used ones. Milliliter, liter. Now, a milliliter is about a drop of water, and a liter, instead of a blender container, think about it as a water bottle, okay? Like the water bottle I have back there on my desk, okay? That is about a liter. So, an ice cream scoop holds about 100 liters or milliliters? Milliliters. If it was liters, it would be like 100 water bottles. That is a huge scoop of ice cream, okay? Although 100 drops of water it's like a diet-sized scoop of ice cream. It's a small scoop, okay? It's a small scoop. A large punch bowl. It's not a bowl it's not that, okay? It's a bowl that holds like Hawaiian punch, okay? 7 liters, about 7 water bottles, okay? Good? What I want you guys to do for your homework for tomorrow is I want you to do page 494, 6 to 20 even. Now, make sure your answers are in the metric system. You have to answer with something that says grams or liters or meters, those kinds of things. You also, the first, there's a few problems there where you actually have to measure. You have to use a ruler. I have rulers here if you need to use one. No. There's centimeters on it. All right.